I wonder, could we found this without Toby if he knew already? Or I need to do this with Toby?
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
This is perfect yard for him.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here.
Why would this
There is still some
be
liquid
buried?
remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes. A tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
Yeah. That way it's weird. So we still need to inspect staff buildings, and we still need to deal with those plants. But we need to do analysis about that thingy which we got now. I'm gonna do that in a second. I wanna check this first.
Locked.
I'm surprised he's not complaining about getting everywhere. Oh god. How do I do this? I don't even know what the hell I'm doing there. There's some numbers, but I guess I need to do a little bit research first.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish. Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom. I wish you nothing but good luck. Montague Dunn. God damn it. Whites with poisoning. No. No. So we don't have anything. Right. We don't have anything. Fake alarm.
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste. French wine, a remarkable vintage.
Okay. I mean, come on. How do we solve these? Those are no numbers. And we can do only rotation left and right, and only on first two. Wait, are you kidding me? How the hell I'm gonna know? Okay, first two. Second two. No, only one then. Wow. One, then we go back and we go for two, maybe three. Then we go for two here. No, wow, there's no way that I'm gonna remember this. I mean, I already forgot. Yeah, I already forgot. I'm gonna just skip this. It's obvious, but... My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter, actually. I'm paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. Okay. The divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plans. Remember the case of June 14, 1889. What? Some serious things.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Debt to Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunn, rental of a suite of rooms of Oxford Street, an educational scholarship at London University, credits open at Hamilton, Reading House, Taylor's, and Baird and Sons Luxury Jewelers. What the hell? What the hell? Disagreement. Miss White and Mr. Dunn had a recent disagreement. Montague Dunn is planning to release Miss White from her position at Kew Gardens. I don't think that... I wouldn't even think about it that way. I think that we need to talk with her. And with him, by the way. We need to search the archives, we need to perform the analysis, so we are going back to the Barker Street. Let's do those things. Let's do those things, and then I guess we're gonna do dialogues with both Harmish, I believe, and her. So bad with names.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis. This is the bottle.
Okay, what do we do now?
A colorless, water-based liquid. Quite a strong floral aroma.
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens. Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I
Well,
need
why
to
not?
take a pipette and make several drops of the...
Okay, we can do that.
Red
What the hell?
sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
Well, I think that we probably all know who was that, right? And let's do the research now. So we're searching for June 14, 1889.
Here it is. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
So another area. Oh well. Amazing. It's gonna be longer than what I expected, but truly hope that I'm gonna be able to finish this today because it's already 8 p.m. and I'm tired. I need to do some changes in my room. I mean to both computers to rewire and do all sorts of things tonight.
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
Oh yeah, as I said, we can go. Kind of forgot about that. If you wanna see more realistic.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here. The Kew Gardens symbol.
So they were replacing those. Seems like that they were
A
replacing
fragment of a
those.
flower pot.
I don't know why, but they did that.
Locked.
Okay, locked. We need to find that dude, which is meditating or whatever.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock.
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance, do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcome you are. To introduce myself I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
Let's do this first, as usually. Tattoo. Okay, what's wrong with that? I have one as well. And it's Chinese as well. Fingertip collusions. I don't see how is that important. Acid burn. Chemical practice. Huh.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate. Glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Crazy as hell, if you ask me.
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Our God King's name is Treewan, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, good. I
Yes,
like
that
you.
one. Nice.
Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy they are.
Not worthy. Fragment from statue. Yeah, I think that's... No, the first one. God damn it, I needed the first one. I needed the first one.
Do you have
where I made a
friends?
mistake.
None. Not worthy they are.
Well, now I'm confused.
Do you have...
None. Not worthy they are.
Now I'm confused. No, I didn't want to press that.
None. Not worthy they are.
Browse the evidence. It doesn't say that it's related to them. On the other side, Key Garden symbol.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower
Use
pots in
brain
your
when you
yard.
play this game.
How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search. Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I'm really now confused with this, so I'm glad that you can't make mistake. The Divine Syndicate stole all plants from the exhibition, including the deadly species. They could have used them in order to murder Montague, or the Divine Syndicate stole all but the deadly plants from the exhibition. Wow. Now, one of those theories, I don't know. They have something against him, and nobody there in that garden knows about Divine Syndicate, apparently. And the Divine Syndicate stole all but the deadly plants. How would they know? I think... nah. I think I'm gonna go with that. Yeah. I don't think that those guys have anything with that directly with murder case. I mean with murdering that guy. I guess we can go inside now because we guessed... Yep, there we go. What the hell? Wow, graphic here is amazing. Reminds me of Hitman Absolution for something.
That should be the raw sap
for some reason.
that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of. It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Really? Watson, why you don't try something instead me, or you're just complaining about something?
This must be Triwan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
Well, seems okay. I mean, something like perfect boss fight for Dark Souls, but...
Osmosis and photosynthesis.
Okay, I think that we're fine here.
You came to make a donation?
This
Oh,
door
there's
is
a door.
locked, but I can try to open it.
Didn't even realize there is a door. One of those. Oh god. Let's do this. How do I do this? Kinda forgot. I literally kinda forgot how to do this. Wait, if I'm switching between those, why it's not moving only that? You see? I can't move only that part, which is rather confusing. I mean, I can make that one. Can't do anything with that one before I don't actually make this one, but that one need to be in order with this one. Maybe something like this, and then that go here. I need to separate those two, and I can't. I can't for some reason. I don't know why. You have options to choose like left and right for some reason. Oh god. Wait. I didn't know about this. But I don't see how they change anything. Oh my god. Well, this one is complex. Okay. And now if rotate all of those. That might be here. There we go. Wow, that was kind of tricky. I didn't realize that I can move left and right out, although we did hit arrows. But again, it's kind of unexpected. when you do that for like 5 times in a row and then suddenly something changes.
A vast amount of opium. These instruments are used for smoking opium.
Okay.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens.
Okay.
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
He said press tab. We still have this dialogue.
A vast amount of opium.
I'm missing something. I'm so badly missing something. Nothing with that. Nothing with vision either. So could this be everything here? I think so. Yeah, I think so. I just wanna check something for a second. Okay, it's working. It's working. So, I don't know. I personally think that we're maybe this door. Okay, we have this door as well. Cage door. Cage for what?
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
Yeah, let's take them. Why not? I'm surprised that Watson didn't cry about it.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
Okay.
A tropical.
So pretty much pointless. Let's see, let's check this one as well. You can never know.
A tropical.
I think that's all cages indeed. Come on,
These
let's
three
find...
plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
Okay, we did it. Nope, nope. That one. Set up the experiment. Set up the alkaloid from a chemical laboratory and the caterpillars and perform the experiment with the deadly plants. Okay, if you say so. I don't even know what that means, but we're gonna do it.
Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
To do that experiment, do I need to go back? At our, I think that we need to go back at our home and not at that garden. I might be wrong, by the way, but I think we have all equipment for this sort of experiment as well. We always have everything, so... There we go.
I imagine that
doable.
one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, If you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
I like when he kinda torture Watson.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
Okay. What about this?
I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
Okay, we should actually put it
I
back.
find the behavior.
So now...
It appears to have fallen inactive after being disturbed.
Okay. Do we have anything else? Oh, I guess we need to try on all of three.
My word! It shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagined that its reaction would be ferocious if I increased the strength of my attack.
Might be the case.
My word! This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with...
Okay. Holy. Okay. Let's place that here.
This is a strange...
It's always going to eat. Assume. We're gonna try something.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas.
Indeed.
I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
How do I do that?
It appears to open. No reaction.
What if I place that now?
It closed again. I believe I saw I wonder what secret. This plant seems to have had no...
Wait, what if I place that here?
A carnivorous... A prickly...
What if I place that here now? He's gonna always place that on the side where that plant actually can. But... I don't might have idea. What if we open this one and then
It appears to open.
yeah, I know, and then we place that here. Now those it's not that works.
Toxic gas with
Nice.
spores. Extraordinary.
Okay, awesome.
The
So
plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
okay, let's do that if we can. So Either the Divine Syndicate left the plants at Kew Gardens in order to murder, or someone stole the deadly plants before Divine Syndicate were able to. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna avoid the Divine Syndicate to be involved into this case because it doesn't make any sense to me. Albert is not very good at botany. It is doubtful that he could have learned how the plants might release their deadly spores. Albert had the biological knowledge to stimulate the deadly plants. Well, he wasn't interested in this. I'm gonna go with that one as well. Maybe I wouldn't be good detective because what I think first and what I have in mind first time, that's usually what I'm going, or for what I'm going till the end. And I'm still thinking that that dude, which is now director, that it's his work, I guess. I'm gonna destroy this chair in only a couple of minutes from now. Yep, so far there is no like 100% CPU usage, which we had yesterday, so definitely was something bugged out on my PC, but this loading screening shattering as hell. And it's really long for no reason. Let's ask the questions. Okay, might be.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And why, he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room, in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
I'm not sure. A bust in the nursery. I'm gonna do a couple of mistakes here.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust?
But why in that?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
It is
There we go.
strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently.
He's getting a little bit nervous about this.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. Tim, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Okay, what the fuck are we doing now? Before performing the experiment in the colonel collection room, talk to all suspects about the day of the murder. Okay. I think that my problem is coming back indeed, so I'm gonna just prevent that, and I'm gonna restart the game, which will take about 20 seconds. So it's not about my PC, it's the game. It's game issue. There we go. We are back. And now suddenly I'm gonna have CPU usage of only 40 or 50 instead 95. The only game which is making this problem. And usually those kind of problems are happening on graphic cards, not on CPU. Come on. There we go. Now do we need to speak with him again?
What is your opinion of...
Okay, we did all of this, right?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
Okay. What was the answer? Fragment from a statue, I believe.
It is...
And this.
What?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Yep, indeed, it's better now. So we're going at nursery because we wanna speak with that lady. No, she wasn't in nursery, I just figured it out. She was at the other place. But we need to find his son as well. She's here.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house. I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you,
Okay,
miss.
I do remember that part. Laboratory. So we need to go to the laboratory and find 320, whatever the hell it is. That boy should be here. Maybe not. Oh god, now I'm kinda lost. Yeah, I might use actually a map. Laboratory, it's at the beginning, okay. So let's go there first, because that's kinda my priority right now. I wanna ditch her out, make sure that she is actually not connected to anything, and then we're gonna deal with his son, and we should be fine. Evidence required. Where do I find now 320?
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter.
Aha. Okay, another one of those. Amazing. Don't really see anything on that one. Maybe like that. I'm gonna just keep this because
Open.
it's so many logs. So many logs.
Martin Hamish's locker. Father and I, Kew Gardens.
Okay.
A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces. Martin Hamish studied chemistry.
Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfold in the Kew Gardens of to renew.
Albert's locker. A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
What? So it's my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results within our entry examination, you're unable to invite you into the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed his intention to entrust to you the directorship of the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew, and it's clear that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Please accept all our best wishes. Okay,
Specialist
that's
articles
huge.
on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea.
That's huge.
A picture of Miss White and Albert in front of the University of London.
And they seem to get along.
That's kinda huge when your father doesn't let you to go
Miss
where you wanna go.
A draft of the
college.
letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
University, however. Dear mother and father, I'm writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage in the long term. I know what we have had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to the lack of money? So she needed money.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Yeah, we kinda know that.
These jewels must be worth a small fortune. A vanity purse. It is of high...
We were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all of these years that have passed since you left, and without any thought of us? You have never shared with us any detail of your success to the university, but you choose to do so now. You suppose we must be ashamed of us? We suppose you must be ashamed of us. We are not from the same high class as you now. Your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first, as we at home we have always done, and none of us ever compromise their reputation, as it appears you have already with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who make us feel ashamed. So her parents didn't want to send her money, and I know her financial trouble is overwhelming you at this present time. Please let me reassure you that I could not permit you to remain in such a dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honor if you might accept my help. That's Albert. That was Albert. Miss White family and maybe that? Margaret White's studies and social situation were completely dependent upon Montagnon wealth. Okay. The knowledge Miss White acquired at the university might not be enough to guarantee the correct reactions of the deadly plants, and Miss White had the biological knowledge to stimulate the deadly plants. Well, she had, probably, but... I don't think that she did that. Wow, this game... You shouldn't even think while you're solving those cases, and you're gonna be fine, I guess.
Here it is.
There you go, finally. Finally what we needed.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
But nobody needed to be near him when he died, because those were plants.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to...
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
I don't really find that. Okay, maybe it's connected. Martin Hamish had a motive. He believed that he and his father's lives has been ruined by Dunn, who had taken the credit for all of their work. Hamish wished to take over the directorship of Kew Gardens, but he knew that would not be possible with Dunn still alive. So yeah, he had a motive, as I said, from the beginning of the game. He's gonna be the killer, in my opinion. But now I need to find that kid and talk with him. I don't have freaking idea where is he. I guess I'm gonna keep running till I don't find him. I don't think that he's at nursery. Yep, he's not. Oh, you fucker. Oh, and yes, we have that place there. This one still requires object of interest. He got to be here. He was here last time. But apparently he disappeared. He's not neither here. Neither here. He got to be in this room. Okay, he disappeared. He seriously disappeared. I can't find him anywhere. Wow. Holy fuck. This is gonna be probably the final dialogue before we actually get to the conclusion.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
He is lying. Wait. Yeah, I'm trying to find that, but...
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again.
Okay, so... that's done. His ambitions with that... Albert had a motive to kill his father, Montague Dunn. Dunn had thwarted Albert's dream of joining the Royal Navy by killing his father. Albert could have his revenge and eventually succeed in his father's place as director of Kew Gardens. I'm still not convinced in that. Still not convinced in that. Oh, now we have actually this part here. This is the second part, and then he's gonna die there. Yeah, that's what happened exactly. But that's not the murder exactly. He broke the door, then he broke the vase there, and he fell down exactly there.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
There we go, the final part.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
We did explore everything, so he's gonna stay here. I'm gonna go all the way. Although I'm not really sure why I have that that vision request, or however. It is kind of weird. I usually do have that only when I need to do something with that. Okay, so there we go. Oh, that's if we actually kinda didn't know where to go, but okay. Starter power transmission.
Before starting the engine, I need to enable the power supply. The power is on.
My logic.
The engine cannot.
Wait.
The engine has started. The power is on.
Okay, so what do we do now?
The ventilation system is working.
So, should I go back, I guess? I would assume so. If I can find that place now. Well, there was a checkpoint, so I'm gonna guess that actually we are doing what we need to do. But I'm not really sure that I'm going where I need to go. Oh god, I'm running in circles. Is this part here? Second room.
Dry tropics.
After this one. Or after this one.
Now we need to see if we can activate the fans from Mr. Hamish's and Albert's space.
Wait. How the hell we do that now? Oh god, this case. From their space. Their space is back in... I mean, hopefully they did everything what they could there. Did I miss this?
Before I activate the fan, I need to check if the interior of the Colonial Collection Room can be seen from here.
I think that we
From
did
here,
that already.
we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room. Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
Okay, and the other one should be where? Maybe if we follow that.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Indeed. Which is why I had doubts about him. Martin Hamish had opportunities to stimulate the deadly plants in the Colonial Collection Room. As the biologist, he would have understood the technicality of how to do this. Martin Hamish could be the killer. He had the opportunity to steal the Divine Syndicate's plants and stimulate them from his workplace directly after he had locked Montague down inside the Colonial Collection Room. I agree with that. Affect the arrest of Martin Hamish. Indeed, I'm gonna do that. I'm doing that.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard. He was my suspect number one from beginning, so perhaps this case was kinda obvious, but it required a lot of small things to do.
Locked.
What? Wait, how it's locked?
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
There we go. So now, he need to admit that. Why are we traveling again? Wow, as much as I'm trying to avoid this loading screen and this traveling system, We need to do it every single time. Come on. Are we back at the gardens?
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Okay. I thought that you just need to interrogate him. Large glass house, that should be here, right?
Holmes, my God!
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Wait, this might be completely other situation now. What if that
The
kid
mark
actually
around the
did
neck
that?
is very visible. He died instantly.
Let's see this. Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dan deserves to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes seems to have always fallen victim to our circumstance, and I find myself to be no exception. I must atone, and I shall do so here and now. Farewell. He did it. He fucking did it.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
The worn down double heel of his left shoe reveals that Martin Hamish suffers from clubfoot and tibial torsion, whatever the hell that means. Whatever the hell that means. Martin Hamish was unable to run due to the tibial torsion of his clubfoot. Okay, therefore we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? Okay, that actually should be... should be the perfect thing to test out. Probably the only way to confirm this. At the Key Gardens, so I would assume that he's out there. Well, where
What
the
should we
fuck
do
is he?
next, Holmes?
Oh god, do I need to run again and try to find people around? I hate doing that.
House.
Oh, he's here. Fail.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Holy fuck. Okay, let's see. Martin Hamish and Montague Dunn went to meet Albert in the City House at around 9:30. It was at around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn, I'm gonna call him Dunn, went out to the backyard. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommenced his inspection and entered the dry tropic room. Hamish returned to the City House. Doesn't say when. Probably at the same time. Martin Hamish had conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. Miss White was in the laboratory until 10:40 when she saw Hamish and Albert. 10:40, I would assume. Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed that Montague Dunn was unwell, which was at around 10:30. Holy fuck. Albert was in the City House the entire morning. He observed Hamish returning from visiting Miss White at 10 minutes past 10. I think
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
fuck me. Marty Hamish and Albert are not accomplices. It's unlikely that Albert would have the opportunity and 10 minutes would have not been enough to lock the door. Albert and Hamish accomplice 10 minutes would have been enough for him to follow Montague Dunn and lock the door in order to Martin might activate the ventilation system. I believe that's the case, because I don't believe that she would do anything about this situation. I'm gonna go with that one. And in this one, Miss White had 20 minutes. It would have enough time to trap Montague Dunn. She could have locked the door and alerted Martin Hamish to active ventilation system, or Martin Hamish and Miss White are not accomplices. It is unlikely that White would have had opportunity and 20 minutes would have not been enough to lock the door. It would be enough, but I don't think that... Which leads us to the Albert is an accomplice, however. Now, do we condemn him or absolve? Albert Dunn killed his father in collaboration with Hamish, sitting years of humiliation and frustration, and his father dictating his life, we conclude that Albert is a cold-blooded murderer who deserves life in prison. I don't think so. Killing Dunn in collaboration with Hamish was the only way to end years of torment and humiliation. We can allow the police to believe it was Hamish alone, so Albert can go free, but he must live with his conscience. I was always choosing the harsh way. This time I'm gonna do and go with this one. Hopefully I'm right. But again, that doesn't make some sense because I don't know, as much as I think more about it, it's not gonna have any logic.
It was Albert who assisted Martin Hamish with the murder of his father, Montague Dunn, an act of desperation to end years of misery and humiliation.
Poor boy. You're right, Holmes. He was also a victim. He'll live the rest of his life with the death of his father on his conscience.
And that is enough. The case is closed, Watson. We can say officially that Martin Hamish acted alone.
I think that's okay. We did found our clues, and conclusion: Albert is an accomplice, and its color is red. I don't know why something. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's red. Perhaps I'm not doing that okay. People solve the case the same way, only 2%, and this is completely what they did different than what other people actually did. So I'm gonna wait for all cutscenes from this point, and after that I'm gonna end this stream, and we're gonna continue this tomorrow most likely.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have? Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu: entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course: sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh,
Poor
Mr.
Watson.
Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men.
There we
You
go
have to
again.
help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Okay, this might be one of the final cases so far, but yeah, as I said, I'm gonna end this stream for today here. We're gonna continue more tomorrow with more Sherlock Holmes, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to finish this game. After we finish this game, I'm gonna continue with Shadows of Mordor, and Dead Rising 3, and after that, well, we're gonna see. I still need to do FIFA, but I'm gonna do most likely that only for YouTube, so yeah. Thank you for watching, guys, on both Twitch and YouTube, and stay tuned for more.